is the most prepared. And that's basically it. I'm Eli, I'm the CEO of Startup Blink. I'm currently in Canary Islands. Just arrived 2 days ago, amazing place for winter. I will tell you for a minute about what we're doing and the project that we're working on. So this is the project that we're working on. This is startupblink.com. It's a global startup ecosystem map and a research center of startups. It's free to register your startup. Please edit there. It would be welcome. And I just want to tell you the most interesting thing of what we do, other than the map and the communities that you're part of, is the following. We have a ranking. We built an algorithm that ranks the startup ecosystems of 1,000 cities, 100 countries. And I want to tell you, fellow entrepreneurs, that the location that you're going to pick for your startup is absolutely critical for your chances of success. This is something we don't take too much into account. This tool will allow you to see what are the best places. Although most of us know what are the top 10 places, this will allow you to decide, let's say if you only want to stay in the Baltic region or in the Midwest of the USA, what are the best cities to be there, and pick the best city or one of the best city. Do not stay in a startup ecosystem that is underperforming. It doesn't make any sense. And here you can kind of filter also by the country. For example, I'm going to type Germany here, and you can also see the results per city as well. So you can kind of see, for example, in Germany, and for example, if you're currently in Bonn, or in Dortmund, it might make sense to move to Leipzig or Karlsruhe. So the idea is to kind of help you make decisions on where to go to, because again, your startup ecosystem is crucial for your success. That's where the real good people are. That's where the good entrepreneurs are. That's where the investors are. That's where the suppliers are. That's where your clients are. So make use of it. This is a really good research on thinking about, are you currently in the right place? And if you're not, either you lead your ecosystem and you make it better, but we don't have a lot of time for that, or you leave and you go somewhere better. So that's basically the idea of Startup Blink. And let me have a quick look on the people that are pitching today. So Georgie, you're gonna go first. Madhaf, you're gonna go second. Luca, I see that you want to pitch. I need to know what is the name of your application and the website. So send it to me on the chat, on the Q&A. And again, if anyone else wants to pitch, okay, Luca, you're going third, and we might have place for someone else. So if you want to pitch also, let us know. We might have a little bit of space. Just because we're just before we're beginning, and Georgie, you're going to go first. We will do a quick. I'll tell you about the sponsors that are making this thing possible. So those are let's say the partners that we have. Would be greatly appreciated if you check them out, and if something here makes sense for you, kind of like something that you want to go over, please do. I'm going to share in the chat with you currently a few resources, and I'm going to tell you what they are. The first resource is startupblink.com. Register your startup for free, influence your country and city rankings. So if you're a patriot, you should be there. t.me/workjam. This is our Telegram channel. You can keep in touch with us. We have 2,000 people in this Telegram channel. So feel free to keep in touch, and kind of you can ask questions there, follow-ups. It's a nice community. Other than that, we have the third link is citypartner.startupblink.com. This is a unique program that we have with only one organization per city, where we are basically positioning you as a startup ecosystem leader in your city, promoting you to the world with a variety of models, with communities, with promotion via the map, the reports that we do, and so on. Really cool model for those of you who want to connect with your ecosystem, local startup ecosystem, and become a leader of your local startup ecosystem. Those are our meetup groups. The link after, the long one, you can join our meetup groups. We do a lot of networking events, pitching events, webinars, and the pitching.startupblink.com is where you can register for the next pitching event. We're going to publish it probably in about a week or so. You're going to see the new date. And our partner deals are, the first one is from SEMrush. This is the best company in the world for market research. If you're in a phase that you need to do market research and kind of need to improve your SEO, they're the best. And this is a link that gives you 14 days for free and one module for free. And this is hundreds of dollars of benefits only because they're partnering with us on the report. So this is a special secret deal. Other than that, Bluehost, a hosting service that is giving you a discount and also giving us affiliation. So Bluehost is a great service. We're using them for years now. And the last one is Hubstaff. Hubstaff is a way to manage your team. We've been working with them for 3 years. I can't think about how to manage my 7-people team without the time tracking and the reports that they produce. Absolutely amazing. And we're ready to start. So Georgie, can you let me know in the chat if you're up and running, super motivated, and if I can promote you to a panelist? So send me a quick message. And Madhav, what about you? If I don't see anything, okay, Georgie is ready. Super. So Georgie, you're gonna be promoted. Just a second. Let's hope that all the microphones and everything else will work. So I'm promoting you in a second. Excellent. Okay, Georgie, we can't hear you or see you yet. You have an unmute button somewhere and the camera button also somewhere. I don't know where, probably in the bottom of the screen. Now we can see you. Okay. You're in a library, but you're muted. So you have to unmute yourself. There is a microphone button. You see the microphone red? There is a red over a microphone. You have to click it to unmute yourself. I can actually unmute you as well. Just a second.
Okay,
yes. Okay. Yeah, I unmuted you. Yes, super. Where are you calling from? Where is this library?
This library is one of the good working place for startuppers. This is name a terminal, you may know. So,
and where is it? In which city?
This is in Tbilisi, in the capital of Georgia.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Super.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice. Looks great. Okay. One more reason to visit Tbilisi. You have a presentation that you want to share?
Yeah. This may be one of the reasons why you can visit Tbilisi.
Super. So, presentation, or you want to go freestyle?
Yeah, freestyle. I prefer. Okay.
Go for it.
First of all, I'm starting with the idea. I am introducing you our startup idea, TCAP. TCAP is a mobile app. Shortly speaking, this is a Skyscanner for taxi services. TCAP, this is a platform where the users will come to have a trip, the most effective trip in the moment. So this is, as you also, as I said, this is an app where consumers users place an order, and automatically they give all of the taxi companies offers we will be in partnership in. After that, the user will be able to choose and take the taxi that will be the most effective in the moment. The problem is that in Georgia, there are 3 or 4 strong taxi companies, and they have also their tax parks, taxis. In the most of situations, when the user wants to take a taxi, he chooses one. He has one application of the company. So as they order one taxi company, they in most of occasions they are using the non-effective taxi for the situation. In the situation where the consumer will be able to compare all of the taxi company offers in one app, they will give the opportunity to take the taxi they prefer with the waiting time, with the quality, with the prices, and have the best alternative in this concrete moment. The taxi companies offers in different situations mostly are different based on location where they are. The waiting time is different, so and the prices also are different because the taxis are in the different locations, and in the different situations the offer are basically different. So TCAP, as I said, is this the idea. The important also there is that there are also insights from users that they frequently think that and they know that the offer they are choosing, I mean the company they are they are using, the taxi company app is mostly ineffective. So this will be the important part that we will communicate with them by these insights they have. So,
Georgie, you have 1 more minute. So
okay. The more important is that the taxi industry in Georgia is pretty big. So now we are going to have a 1% commission fee. Also, for the first time, we are going to have about 10% of market share for taxi services, and we are going to have by this commission fee about 50 Georgian laris of revenue. This is about 15 and more US dollars. So in the team, I want to introduce, I am Georgi Majavariani. I am CEO and co-founder of Mivino. This is the first Georgian canned wine startup. This may be first canned wine startup in in Eastern Europe. So the team member, another team member, my friend is Zura Goenikaze. He's a digital marketing manager in Bank of Georgia, the biggest bank of in Georgia. So we hope we are very enthusiastic people, and so we hope that this startup will be successful in this case of investment.
Okay, super. Okay, thanks, Georgie. Good. So if I understand correctly, what would be the main goal? Like if you're going to start pitching this thing, are you pitching it to investors to get feedback? What's going to be the main goal currently?
So main goal in this case is getting the investment for fundraising. Also that feedback will be very
excellent.
Very good from other participants.
Good. So we're turning to people in the chat, and Georgie is now going to go on a quest of getting investors.
Yep.
And let's try to give Georgie a little bit of feedback.
Feedback will be appreciated.
Yeah. What did you think about the presentation? What did you think about the business model? Anything that is a resistance to, let's say, that can be resistance to not getting investment? Are the team ready for investment? Just think of yourself as as investors, and let's try to give Georgie as much feedback as possible. Mm-hmm. Georgie, this is your first startup, or you've done something before?
Yeah. So I will read the questions.
It's okay. I'm going to go over them. This is your first startup, or you did the startup before?
No, this is the second startup for me. As I said, I am already the founder of the company of canned wine, and for this occasion, my friend starting another startup as Teacup. I also pitched. So
excellent. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Yeah. So Pete is asking. Pete is basically saying that he suggests that you start the pitch by describing what is the problem. And it was relatively not that clear. Like you said, I actually like the Skyscanner for taxis. It kind of made me understand what you're doing. So this one is a really good thing. But Skyscanner kind of exists because flights are extremely expensive. So I would probably kind of, and this is something that Pete is insinuating too, like the idea of, is there a real problem here that is kind of like something? And Georgia, are you interested currently only in Georgia, or are you kind of to Georgia, or are you planning to expand?
Of course, I could not tell everything. So we are also
just in a sentence, yeah. Just in a sentence.
Yes, we are going to
expand
global. So
okay, super. So maybe something to kind of go over is like, because you only spoke about Georgia, maybe kind of mention also why is this relevant to other countries as well, especially since investors are probably not going to be interested only in the local market. Georgie, I'm going to launch a question to the public. I want to ask you, would you prefer to ask, was the presentation clear? Was the pitch clear? Or is there real pain here? What would you prefer?
Real pain in this situation, I was
yeah, I'm
talking
kind of
about
like,
is
yeah, kind of asking you, what do you prefer to ask the crowd? Is you want to ask them if they felt like there is a real pain, or you know what? Let's launch, is there a real pain here? Because this is something Pete was kind of insinuating to. Let's launch a question: is there a clear pain in the product that you're trying to launch?
yes,
So
what is the clear problem and what the value we give them.
Okay,
so the real pain
so
is
let me just kind of share it with people before you answer. We don't really need an answer. We just want to check if it was clear from your presentation.
Okay, this is the question to the
this is the question to the audience. Yeah.
Yes,
So let's give them a few seconds to answer. Because over here, George, you're basically receiving insights from about 50 people about, is there a real pain point here that really creates a situation that people will download the app, use the app, and so on and so on. Considering that this is for taxis, this is actually something that probably no one has done in the world. So let's have a quick look. I'm going to end the polling and share the results. So according to 15% of the people, there is a very clear pain here. There is 35% of the people that are on the fence and kind of saying, you know what, it's so-so. It's not that clear that there is a pain here. And the majority, 50%, are saying that there is no pain. What it means is, Georgie, two of the following: either there is no real pain, or two, the message is could be a little bit sharper about what Pete said about basically what is the problem. It's not that clear what was the problem for most of the people here. So that's great. Thanks, everyone. And let's have a look at the other. We don't have a lot of time to, so Georgie, we're just going to go over it as a feedback because we need to get to the other presenters. VI is also saying the same, Georgie, that the problem statement is not clear. And it's not clear what problem are you trying to solve. Again, this is major, because if the problem is not clear, it's very likely that you're not going to have users. So try to work somehow, I don't know how, on the pain, on making it clear to people that, hey, you need this. Let's have a quick look. Zitach is asking about, was the app built already? And George, again, this is not for you to answer. This is feedback on your presentation.
Okay.
You cannot have a presentation without telling us the status of what was built currently, because this is the most interesting thing, you know.
Who will be in the startup? Me, yeah? Who I will be in the startup, you mean?
No, I mean, what is the current status of the application? But we don't have time to answer. We don't have time to answer. But this is, again, Georgie, we don't have time to answer. But
okay, I know.
The idea is just to give you feedback on what was done in the presentation. Okay, so over here it was really missing the what status is the application. Let's have a quick look on other things as well. Just a minute. Good. Philip is saying that your idea has potential. And the thing that was missing for Philip from your presentation is about the competition. Okay, so this was missing as a part of, you should have maybe kind of mentioned it few lines about what is the current status, what are the current solutions out there. Let's have a look if we have any other. So Pete is kind of giving you advice on maybe what can you do on the messaging. For example, taxis are expensive. Finding the best deals is difficult and requires you to open multiple apps, which is too hard. So you can have one app for everything. This is one way of kind of like making it more clear what is the pain. Stefan is asking if taxi fares are not regulated in your market. Stefan, I've been in many countries where there aren't. So actually, you can actually get shocked by prices. So I can see why Georgie is focusing on this pain, because sometimes you can really get hit by crazy, outrageous fees, especially if you're a tourist. So I would actually use this thing if it would be there. Okay, let's see. We have other. So Georgie, first of all, because we don't have time and we have more presentations, you have so much feedback here. What I recommend is to copy paste all this feedback. Take it to your team. You got like a bunch of crazy feedback over here. Take it to your team and kind of go over it together with them, and then basically, you know, kind of like try to see what is the next iteration of the pitch. It seems like the idea was clear. first of all. I could see the pain because I'm traveling a lot and I get hit a lot by taxi drivers, you know, that are kind of giving me crazy rates. I think that you can do a little bit better. And what I recommend is also to build a presentation. And if you want, you can come back in about 3 months, do another presentation, show us the next iteration of the business.
Right.
So definitely copy paste all this feedback. You've got tons to work here. And seems like a great app, and enjoy Tbilisi. Thanks for being courageous.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, have a good one.
Okay, bye. Bye to everyone.
Ciao, ciao. Great, so we're moving on. We're a little bit over time. We're gonna move now to Luca, if I'm not mistaken. Luca, I'm gonna promote you to panelist, so just a second. Just a minute. Okay, Luca, so we're promoting you. I'm gonna see if it works. You should be arriving soon. Cool photo. Okay, can you hear us? Let me know. I can't hear you and I can't see the video.
Hello.
Yeah, you have a video as well?
Yeah.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Sorry, no.
Super, great. So where are you calling from, Luca?
Hello everyone, my name is Luca. Also, I'm from Georgia, from Gori. So I have a website. It's a startup. I can share the screen. Show this.
Yeah, you have a share button, a green share button, and you can share either presentation or a screen, whatever you want. Georgie just sent me a message that you can connect with him by email, but it's not only for me, so I'm gonna just share with everyone Georgie's email. So just a second before you begin, Luca, I'm gonna share. So anyone that wants to connect with Georgie, that finds any interest in what he does, interesting app, this is his email. So gio.machevani@gmail.com. Luca, we can see your screen. Good luck, go for it.
Thank you. I start from problem. When I want to develop a website for IT company, I saw a problem that take my big time, finances, and energy. Then I found out that every year, over 1 million humans have some problem. 8% of people are searching IT company only in their town or country because they can't afford meetings abroad. They have to see each website of IT companies and find the ways to contact or meet them. They have to ask others about IT companies' experience, use promotion to find the companies that do these projects, develop your abilities to get more and more completed projects than ever before. Hello everyone, my name is Luca, 20 years old, founder of DevelopShip. We can fix this problem, which is connected to our direct control project. With using our website, you can see low voltage companies, get all information about them, and make contract without leaving your home or office. Here you can see detailed information about them, minimal salary, salary an hour, number of employers completing the current projects. Also, you can place your project for free. Write information about your purpose, salary, deadline, and the other important information. Tech companies will see them and send you offers. When you receive your best offer, you can make contract. So you don't have to search IT companies because they will find you. During the project, you can control everything, what you want. For example, send them a new task and see which task in progress of each task. Also, you can see, you will see less image and videos of project. Target group of the website are customer and maker. Maker is a tech company which is ready to show its skills, offer best conditions to potential customer. Of course, we must guarantee that customer will receive his completed project and maker will receive his salary. Our benefits. In 10 seconds, you know everything about IT company. IT companies from all over the world. You can post project and wait the best offers or find best company to propose a project. State taxes. Other websites are paying this country almost 30% from contracts. contracts. Of course, we are also paying over country, but not always. If both sides, customer and maker, registered abroad. So this is the reason to outline our main priority, low prices because of no state taxes. Our source of income in percent from contracts and basic and premium profiles. Our source of income in percent from contracts and basic and premium profiles for IT companies. In case if 60 IT companies will register and choose a basic profile, which is minimum value $100, income in 1 month will be $6,000. In case if 50% from registered 60 IT companies make one contract, in 1 month income will be $9,000. From this all minimal income of company from 60 IT companies is about $9,000. We choose only IT companies because most of users prefer contract with companies because of quality and guarantee. Also, IT companies have a big interest. They want to worldwide and begin more and more projects. This is our motivation to be the best website in the world. About my team, our team members are first Anika Banda, who is 70 years old, but has a big experience. She is a social media manager in DevelopSheet. She was his previous project, and it had so many success in Georgia, Estonia, Serbia, and the United States.
Luca, you have good that we are exactly on your part. You have 1 more minute, so make the best out of it.
So okay. Luca Haladze, founder of DevelopSheet, web developer. I have 2 years experience in web development, and the last member is Anatol Haze, graphic designer. He has 5 years experience in web design. If you want to know more about us, we are ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
Excellent, just on time. Good, good. Okay, so Luca, what mainly when you do presentations like this, are you looking for feedback for clients, for investors? What's the main goal?
We want to we have this prototype of website, but it's not work as you want because it's a prototype. He can to say yes. Can I say it more? So sorry. We want to give from investors some money to work about this website, improve our skills. But also we want to know more about the web developers. What do you think about this website? Is it will work or not? And so that is it.
Excellent, that's great. So Luca is looking for feedback, and he's also looking for, if I understand correctly, Luca, investment to kind of make sure that this project can. Great, excellent. So we're gonna turn again to the chat, and we're gonna ask everyone in the chat what was missing. Again, there is no time for Luca to really answer questions and so on, but let him know what was maybe unclear. What can he improve on the next time? He's gonna go just like Georgie. Luca and Georgie are gonna go to investors. Investors are tough, so they want to be prepared for this. So let's make sure that we give them as much as possible feedback. So that's great. And Luca, you know what? I'm going to share with everyone a poll question, just like I shared with on Georgie's case. What we're going to do here is we're going to share a poll question about, was it clear? Was what you're trying to do is clear? So if you guys can, who are listening, can help us, that would be absolutely great. Because if there is a pain and was it clear is probably 2 of the most important questions for a startup pitch. So we're gonna share the results with everyone very soon. Great. So now we're turning to the chat, and please give Luca as much feedback as possible. Again, he's going for investors. They need to understand how can he improve this thing. Whatever comes to mind, please share with us. That would be absolutely great. And Luca, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you the results of was the product and service clear. So you have, wow, this is very, very like almost the same. So what you have here is 32% said that what you're trying to do is clear. It's low. It's a problem. Take it into account because usually you want at least 60 or 55% to understand what is it exactly that you're doing. For example, in Georgie case, that's why I didn't ask the question. It was relatively clear what he was doing with Skyscanner for taxes. He basically said it in one line. But in your case, you can see that you have a problem that about 64% of the people are saying it was either not clear, or the majority said it was not clear, and you have so basically together 67% of the people said that they're not that sure about what was exactly the service or the product. So this is up to you to really improve it on the next time. Try to kind of think a little bit about how can you make it more clear exactly what you're doing. So that's just as a general feedback. And again, I'm saying to everyone, it doesn't matter how you do in this presentation. This was good, actually, a really good design presentation. Only by having the courage to arrive, I think that all of you and Georgia are on the path to glory. And let's have a quick look on the on some of the remarks that we have. And again, look how, just like in Georgie's case, we don't have time to answer them. So it's only to see what are the things that might be relevant to improve. Pete is saying that he recommends, he had a little bit of a hard time understanding you. He would invest in better microphone. And what I recommend also, look at both. I'm also not a native English speaker. I'm from Israel. I recommend to speak slower and say less. You know, like you try to get a lot in one presentation. If you would cut the number of words in 50% and go slower, it would have been probably better. So just as a side note, so Pete is saying that a little bit he had a problem understanding. And by the way, it really,
these numbers are reason our motivation in future, because I'm looking for skills and
you can definitely improve those numbers. And one of the things to do is maybe to kind of improve the presentation, but also to speak a little bit slower and like use less words, because you know, in the end, all startups are relatively simple. If they're complicated, they're too complicated. Via is asking if they can rephrase it as a mix of Upwork and AngelList.co. So he's just giving you an idea of maybe how to present your project. Just like, by the way, Georgie did this really, really good, that when he said the Skyscanner for startups, I understood what he's doing. You know, so maybe you need your own Georgie phrase. Maybe it could be this thing about the mix of Upwork and AngelList, but something that would make kind of more clear about what exactly are you building. Okay, let's have a look. Leroy is saying maybe you can ask, maybe you can make your asks more clear. Like if someone, like be very, very confident of, we're looking for Georgie did it, for example. We're looking for investors, and what you said is also good, that you're looking for other developers to give you feedback. So that's pretty cool. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, for Zitach, it wasn't that clear if you're trying to attract companies who have a task or that they need to be delivered and developers registered on your site. So again, the question is basically, what is it exactly about this platform? So you have to be, and in this case, maybe Luca, it's worthwhile to maybe speak about it twice or 3 times, just to make sure that people, they understand what are you doing. Because if you're presenting something and 66% of the people are not that sure what it is, you kind of miss them. You kind of lose them within the presentation. Okay, let's have a quick look if we have anything else before we turn to the last presentation for today. Pete is saying that maybe because you're so young, which is great, by the way, it means that you have a lot of work, a lot of years to work on this. Maybe it's better not to mention the age, because investors always are afraid a little bit from non-experienced people as well. So maybe you don't want to put it out there until you get someone who is 40, you know, so something to think about. I'm not sure, but this is a feedback from Pete. Stefan is saying that they don't really understand the business model in the sense of who is being charged and for what. Maybe you can make this clearer. Stefan is also saying that this is really good design, and you just need to improve the audio. Good. And Stefan is also saying that he had to think about Malt as competitor to take into consideration or reference. Again, this is something that was missing also for you. You didn't really mention the competitors. By mentioning the competitors, you also let us understand what is it that you're doing, who is currently trying to solve the problem that you're trying to solve. So absolutely great, Luca. Good work from you and Georgie. Good to see so much innovation in Georgia. Yeah, super. So keep us updated on how it goes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
Great. So we're switching to the last presenter for today. That would be Madhav. Madhav, I'm hoping that you're ready. We're gonna promote you. Thanks everyone again for the feedback that you gave to Georgie and to Luca. We're a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay. Madhav, I'm gonna promote you to a presenter. Just a second. Okay. So Madhav, we can't hear you and we can't see you. There should be an icon of the camera and an unmute button. So try to find them. Because you're currently on mute.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
And
you
also,
yeah, the camera is. You should have an icon somewhere. It should be.
yeah, camera. Let me see.
Where are you calling from, by the way?
Yeah, I'm calling from Germany and currently located in Munich.
Okay, super. That's great. From your home. Wow, great. Your girl is here. We don't have a problem. If she wants to join you, it's definitely fine. Super. So yeah, go for it. So
yeah.
you have a presentation that you want to share with us?
Yeah, let me start.
This is great because you're doing your presentation under pressure with family members. This is really this is the real way to do it. If you ask me, presentation should be done in non-hygienic conditions. So you're there. Super. So good. Let's. You want to share a presentation?
I thought I shared. Let me see. Yeah. Can you see now?
We can see it. You can switch to full screen if you want, and yeah, go for it. Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, present mode. I think it's there. Click on, yeah.
Okay. So the idea is to have a portal where we have some APIs, application programming interfaces. APIs is basically the services for companies, other companies to use. Why we need them? As an example, Google provides a service, address service or geo APIs. Given the address, they give you the coordinates or the other way around, or the street location, streets, the list of the streets in a country. So these are the services, or the APIs. So the idea is to have a portal where we can deploy the APIs and people can use them. So so what is the idea? The idea is to provide the APIs for the companies. And why do we need them? Because of the cost and quality. Of course, if each company starts developing, then we would not have, because of the resources and quality of the development they have, they might not have a good quality. And because we are experts and we will deliver good quality. And of course, the cost. So that's another criteria. If they develop in-house, then they will incur more costs. And if they choose a service like Google, then they obviously benefit. And how we do it? We provide a platform for these services. And this platform is flexible enough to have both the providers and consumers, like the service providers and consumers, share and also have monetary things behind. So the providers can charge the consumers based on number of calls or something like that. And who is involved? I myself, Madhav, working as a freelance consultant based in Germany, and some background, have some past startup experience. And what I'm looking for is from suitable companies who would like to come on board and start using the services, and some leads and introductions. So therefore, I would go for the live demo. I will show a few things around. So I think it would be something interesting. So let's say, so this is a simple, very basic website. So we have currently, I have put up a service, which is the address, which checks, where we can check the addresses inside Germany, the streets and the things like that. So there is a live demo. Also, this also is just running locally. The way it works is, this is the platform I'm referring to. So you have the APIs. This is the consumers who, for the consumers, and the providers also will have a UI, something like this, where they can configure this service. This service explains what it is and how to use, and some examples. And it will have also some tryout sections. People can go there and try out, for example, and they can give some street, and they would get some response. And this is looks fuzzy if you look at it, but if you look at here, this is the same thing which is behind. And I would go love. So for example, these are the streets inside, the addresses inside Germany. And basically, this is what we are. The idea is to start something like a portal where the providers and consumers can come along and start using the services. And why we are using this, why we started with this address.
You have 30 seconds.
Yeah. Why we started with address service, Google had increased Geo API pricing since 2018-19. From it is basically the idea, the pricing model, what they changed has become from 2,500 free calls a day to 7,000 free calls a month. And after that, every 1,000 calls costs around $17 for them. So people who want to use them, this is a huge change from initially they offered a flat to take out any competition. Now the competition can basically come out because it's it is profitable. If you have couple of clients and a couple of 100,000 requests per day, then you could probably set up a company and this would work out. So nice. That's the first API. Yeah, thank you.
Super. Thanks a lot. So Madhav, you're currently looking for feedback. You're looking for clients. By the way, if you can share with us in the chat your email address, so people that might be interested. And now we're going to the people in the chat. Madhav has a busy life. He has kids. He has constructions work happening at home. He has to probably working on another job while developing this thing. Let's give Madhav as much feedback as possible. As he's embarking on his entrepreneurial path. So he would really appreciate it. So those of you who can give feedback. And Madhav, do you want me to maybe ask the question I asked with Georgie about the pain?
Yes, please.
Let's have a quick look.
Yep.
So I'm going to share with all of you.
Basically, I would like to know if this idea makes sense and would this work. That is the first thing I would like to know.
Okay, sounds amazing. So we're going to basically share the pain question, which is basically, is this thing really needed? Do you think it's going to work? Should Madhav work on it or not? Or not work on it or not, but currently the way that it was presented, is there enough pain here to that really makes sense? So we're going to wait for the results. So thanks everyone for voting here. It will give Madhav a little bit of feedback about what's the current path and what's the current, does it need to change something, and so on and so on. Greatness. So we're going to wait 2 more seconds for people to to answer. And again, Pete is saying that he rather not answer because he answered no because he didn't understand it. And by the way, Madhav, you have a little bit of a problem here. Not really a problem, that you're targeting something that is very technical. And the APIs are not relevant for people in the street. Usually people in the street like us are kind of like, we don't need an API, but developers do. So you should also take into account that what you're offering might not be relevant for everyone. I'm going to just share the results with everyone. So this is the results about the pain question. So you have 19% that says this is a clear pain. You have 37% that says that this is a so-so, they feel it, but they're not that sure. And you have no 44%. So again, but do take into account people like Pete, and Pete, thanks for sharing with us why you voted no, probably does not really understand the need for APIs in general and so on. So you might have a few people here that answered no because they didn't understand the product, and that's not necessarily a problem because your product is not for everyone. It's for only technical people using APIs. Okay, super. And now let's move to a little bit of, in the 2 minutes that we have left, for a little bit of feedback for Madhav. So I'm having a quick look. Just a second. So yeah, you have a few comments from student that basically says that if companies provide APIs in their website, then why consolidate APIs in one place like a portal? Yeah, something to think about. Although I have a feeling that it makes sense because instead of just looking for APIs, you have everything in the same place, so you can kind of compare them. So I'm not sure it's a real problem, but something to consider. Pete is saying that it's not clear exactly what are you offering. What is a platform for APIs? He thinks that you need to simplify a little bit the description, describe it as if you're describing it to someone who knows nothing about tech. I agree, because if not, you're basically losing the crowd. And let's say if you're going one day for investors, Madhav, and so on, a lot of the investors are not going to be technical. They have a really keen sense of what is a problem. And when they see something that is a problem, they're saying, okay, I'm in. But over here, you have a situation in which if this is too technical, and it was relatively technical, it wasn't for people that don't understand tech, you're losing a lot of them. So this is something I would take into consideration. Even user is saying maybe even describe what is an API. So maybe it's worthwhile to say, look, an API is some kind of, I don't even know what it is, like some kind of an integration that allows you to connect to data to another application and so on. So the idea is to kind of like take into account that many people need a little bit of leveling up on what exactly it is. Ramon is saying that it might be a little bit of dangerous to rely on a single company policies as they can change overnight. So this is something that you also want to maybe mention. I don't know if you need to go that deep into the Google example. You can just mention it in 5 seconds. Hey, look, for example, what happened recently with Google and with their geolocation API. So this could be enough, and then you can give maybe 1 or 2 more examples in the same time. Yeah, Via is saying that this was a crisp pitch. Is it for, so his questions, what was unclear, and again, we don't have time to answer them. It's just for you, Madhav, to kind of figure out what was missing. Is it a geo API? It wasn't that clear if this is APIs for everything or it's only APIs for geolocation. He's also saying that it would be nice to know who is your competitor and why should someone use your services, the privacy part that might be relevant here when you're using APIs. This is a little bit, this is a good comment. I would actually maybe try to restructure a little bit the presentation and address those things. Yeah, T is asking what is the unique selling proposition compared to Google and other existing services? Just the price. Usually the price is not enough. Let's see if we have, David is giving you a suggestion about lobbying companies that don't have open APIs to find needs and can take them to the market. Yeah, and Ramon is saying what everyone is saying basically for in the other pitches, that start with the pain that you're solving. That it could be something that is relevantly interesting. Pete is saying that he does understand APIs and abstraction levels, but don't know about this offering. So actually, you do have a small problem here because Pete understands APIs and then the problem difficulty. So in any case, I would still make sure that do what Pete and the others are saying, kind of explain on the level of non-tech, but over here, maybe you want it a little bit more clear. Let's see if we have anything else before we end this. No, I think that's pretty cool. Zitach is recommending to have two decks, one for non-technical investors and the other for due diligence for tech people. And by the way, always think about who is the crowd, and according to that, you build your presentation. So that's great. David said that it was better explained through more examples. He only gave one example. It would be nice to kind of understand again what is the pain and why is the pain related to a few examples. And yeah, Fadi is saying what the others were saying, that the pitch was very technical. You should have some business cases, because in the end of the day, Fadi is right. It's all about business. So if the business part is not there, it can be a little bit, problematic in some sense. So yeah, so Madhav, I think this is great. This is a great start, and yeah, let's see where you take it, how you take it to the next next level.
Thank you.
Super.
Thank you.
So it was absolutely great to have you with us, and I want to thank everyone that took the time to to be here today to help Georgie and Luca and Madhav with their really great presentations. I want to thank all the three presenters for being brave enough to pitch as well. Again, you can come back next time. It would be super amazing to have you with us. And I'm going to share with you once again the links to all the offers that we had. And thank you again for arriving. See you next time. Thank you all, and good luck with your startups. And those of you who are not building a startup, build a startup. We're counting on you. Ciao. Bye-bye.